Welcome back to Northwest News. In this week's edition, we cover Alpha Phi Alpha's Trivia Night, the Iowa Listening event held by the Behavioral Science Association, and more. Your Northwest News starts right now.
Thanks for tuning into Northwest News, the show where we provide the latest coverage on the Northwest Missouri State University campus and the Maryville community. I'm Libby Ehlers.
And I'm Tristan Clark. Before we get into this week's episode, be sure to hit that notification bell for the latest news coverage as well as other KNWT content.
Last week, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated hosted their annual Alpha Week, which contains various events such as a basketball tournament, a tribute to Women's Night, Meet the Alphas, and more. Reporter Katie Bird was able to attend Ice Cold Trivia Night and fill us in.
Northwest Alpha Phi Alpha hosted Ice Cold Trivia on the evening of Monday, March 25th at the Student Union. This event kicked off a multitude of Alpha Week events here at Northwest. President Nick Bolton tells me more about this event and their organization as a whole.
But Ice Cold Trivia is just for people to come in and have some fun, learn some trivia about Northwest, about our fraternity, sports, and just random different things. So people have fun, and then we get prizes for our first place team. So start off with Northwest. So the Northwest questions are like, when was the university founded? And then who is our mascot? And so different things like that. And then for my fraternity-wise, it asks us about when was my fraternity founded? Where was it founded? And then what is our fraternity flower, which is a yellow rose. And then we went into like sports. Really just our fraternity, we're small. I'm actually the last one here, so I'm part of a MPHC fraternity. In sororities, we have technically 9 overall, but we only have 3 but 3 here on this campus currently right now, which is me, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and then we have Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and then we have Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated on this campus as well, and then we plan on bringing more later on.
Darren Ross, president of the Minority Men's Organization, talked to me about collaborating with Alpha Phi Alpha.
Minority Men's Organization collaborated with Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated for years, of course, before us. But for us, with Nick, we've done his trivia. Of course, we attend or we support. And then also, we've actually had some of our men help with the pageant last year. So MMO was founded on the belief that all the men on the campus can uplift themselves and uphold themselves to be career-ready men, kind of like the Bearcat vision, of course. And also to just be able to converse together as men on campus. You know, what do we need, especially minorities, because we are different and we also need to be able to understand what the workforce may look like. So it would be great if all different people from different backgrounds can kind of collab together to forefront like one of the bigger things. And
for more information, visit Rho Theta Alphas 1988 on Instagram. This has been Katie Bird for Northwest News.
That was just a glimpse into the very busy Alpha Week brought to you by Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Now, stick with us as we take you through this week's highlight of the Missourian brought to you by Missourian news reporter Anna Bailey.
Residents residing on the second floor of University Point Apartments found themselves trapped inside the building amidst a raging fire that blocked the stairwell and spread through the walls and attic.
The fire, ignited by an electrical spark, erupted on the morning of Saturday, March 23rd, prompting multiple 911 calls reporting smoke coming from the building's roof. Firefighters battled the inferno for 7 long hours, working tirelessly to fully extinguish the flames.
Maryville Fire Department Chief Jace Pine said due to the outdated construction methods, the fire was able to spread throughout the entire building. This allowed for the fire to spread through the walls and up into the attic of the building after it started in one apartment.
Pine had this to say. The wall in the area of origin was double studded. There were 2 studs separated by about a 1/4 inch gap, and so that was probably done to allow extra space to run piping and wires through. But that 1/4 inch gap allowed that fire to spread horizontally through that wall.
Typically, a double-studded walls are constructed with insulation filling the gap between the walls and drywall lining both sides to mitigate the risk of fire spreading, as per the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy. Unfortunately, the walls in University Point Apartments lack these fire prevention methods, exacerbating the fire's destructive impact.
For more on these stories, check out nwmissourinews.com or pick up a paper out of the boxes on campus.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, I will take you to some of the highlights of the Behavioral Sciences Association's I Will Listen event. You're watching Northwest News.
Hey Al, it sounds like there are some people that don't know about the show.
We've got some time.
Let's roll.
So you want to know about Now You Know. Think of us as your go-to spot for rundowns of your favorite things. Everything from toys, tools, holidays, and more. We've got you covered in here
And out here. I'm Katie Bird, and I'm on campus asking about what you know. For example,
A second ago, you didn't know what the show was. And now, you know.
noon on Wednesdays at KNWT TV.
Thank you for sticking with us and welcome back to Northwest News. Now stick with us as we take you back through this week's highlight of the Missourian, brought to you by Missourian news reporter Rhea Salerno.
Last week at the station, the Student Senate and its Inclusion Committee held an event called Cultural Runway. This event sought the participation of prominent cultural organizations, including the Black Student Union, the Indian Student Association, and the African Student Organization. The East Asia organization wasn't able to attend due to wardrobe restraints. The event showcased the rich tapestry of the cultures we have here on campus.
With each organization presenting their unique cultural wear through a fashion show intertwined with trivia and opportunities for connection, the event went above and beyond in its mission to spotlight the diverse backgrounds and traditions of both the international and local students.
Student Senate Inclusion Chair Darren Ross noted the collaborative spirit amongst participating organizations, emphasizing their collective desire to go beyond just fashion presentations. He said they were expected to give a presentation of their clothing, but instead made it more informative than they originally thought it'd be.
Encouraging broader participation, the Inclusion Committee urged organizations to express their cultural diversity in various ways. For example, the Indian Student Association captivated the audience with an ancient Indian dance form known for its graceful movements and spiritual storytelling.
For more on these stories, check out nwmissourinews.com or pick up a paper out of the boxes.
Next up, reporter Libby Ehlers had the opportunity to attend the I Will Listen art exhibit and event hosted by the Behavioral Science Association that was held in the Student Union. The Behavioral Science Association holds this event to spotlight mental illness, promote mental health, and foster overall well-being awareness. Follow us as she takes us there.
The Behavioral Sciences Association, also known as BSA, held their annual I Will Listen event this past week in the J.W. Jones Student Union, highlighting artwork and general wellness surrounding the topic of mental health. The event consisted of fitness and movement classes to promote physical well-being, guest speakers who gave presentations on their own mental health journeys, and an art exhibit that showcased the work of students from ages of kindergarten to college-age artists, where they were able to present their ideas on mental health from multiple perspectives. During the event, I spoke with Jada Irving, the president of BSA, to learn more about the goals of the organization while also getting an inside look as to why I Will Listen has not only impacted the Northwest Missouri State University's student body, but also the surrounding school districts.
It's very interesting and it's eye-opening to see some of the kids' artwork and kind of think about how that developmental stage is still, mental health is still impacting the way that they go about doing things and how they're even doing art. So I think it's just, it's spreading awareness, and I think that's what needs to happen. And people are expressing themselves, so it's nice to have people all together in a loving manner and just getting to be around each other and getting to see everyone express themselves.
I also spoke with Robin Lewis, a kindergarten through 12th grade art teacher who has been heavily involved in the I Will Listen movement, while also being an advocate for mental health support through art. Here's what she had to say.
Every student, K through 12, gets the opportunity to learn about how art can affect your mental health. They learn to use art as a healthy outlet, and I don't think age matters. Like, I think the smallest of child can learn about colors and how those colors make them feel and how they can share those colors. And what's really exciting to me is that it's maybe students who wouldn't normally be able to share their feelings, but when they get to do it through artwork, then you know, they come up with some really neat things.
If you or someone you know is looking for mental health resources, Northwest provides resources such as wellness services and their counseling center for all students. Reporting for Northwest News, this is Libby Ehlers. All proceeds raised during the event will be donated to the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, reporter Shelby Singleton takes us to the Anna Cowley Ford Lecture. You're watching Northwest News.
Here at Tower Yearbook, we are a dedicated staff of photographers, designers, copywriters, and practicum students.
Our staff is a student-led, student-run media outlet, producing a book with over 300 pages. Be sure to pop out at any of our portrait or distribution events.
So stay tuned to our social media to see what's up.
Welcome back to Northwest News, the place where you can find news and whereabouts on what's happening in the Northwest and Maryville community.
On Monday, March 25th, the Department of Fine and Performing Arts held a lecture that presented Texas-based multimedia artist Anna Cowley Ford. Ford's lecture was titled, POV, Your Insurance Stops Covering 2 Medications That Are the Biggest Part of Your Treatment Plan, and Now You're Barely a Functional Person. Reporter Shelby Singleton takes us to the Olive Duluth Fine Arts Building to find out more.
Anna Cowley Ford, a Texas-based multimedia artist, came to Northwest Missouri State University to talk to fellow art majors about projects she's worked on and how her passion for art started. After her lecture, I asked her what she wanted students to take away most from her lecture.
I think just like to not feel confined, especially like art students, to not feel limited, but just like it's a whole big, beautiful world out there, and anything that you want to learn how to make, you can just Google it and learn. My lecture today was about my art practice, making artwork about chronic illness, and yeah, kind of going through some of my projects chronologically. I'm not really sure what inspires me, but I think no matter what, I would be an artist or maker. So I guess the inspiration right now is my body and the things that I'm living through, and wanting to share that and communicate it with others. So my passion for art started, honestly, I think when I was really little. I just was always making. I was always crafting and sewing, embroidering, making doll houses. But then wasn't allowed to take art in high school, but then was able to in college. And so that's when I was able to deep dive into it.
After talking with Ford, I was able to talk to 2 students who attended her lecture and ask them what they thought of her lecture, along with why they chose to attend.
Something that I really loved was just how authentic and real she was. She did not try to hide any part of her, any part of the creative process, or any part of her medical history or anything like that, and just was having it all out on the table. And I just really loved that, and I just thought that was very encouraging to me to also let it just be out there.
Honestly, I just really liked her use of medium. She talked about a bunch of different head casts she made of herself, and how she filled it with one with bread, one with McDonald's hamburgers, one with suet pellets, and just kind of seeing the process of that and how she put it in nature, and then the evolution of it thereof, just kind of the more unconventional stuff she's done with all that kind of thing.
I honestly, a lot of my friends were down helping set up the Olive Duluth Gallery, and they were like posting little like sneak peek photos of it, and I was like, that looks really, really cool. And I just heard like a lot of hype around it from my professors and my other classmates who helped out.
I'm actually one of the gallery assistants, so I'm used to sitting in that room, so it's always nice to learn a little more about it in case anyone comes in, asks questions, that kind of thing. Also, this show, like I said, the medium, it's very different from kind of standard collegiate art stuff, so it's cool to just see something different, kind of that like break in it type of thing.
For the stories that matter to you, I'm Shelby Singleton reporting for Northwest News.
Ford's lecture was concluded with a reception along with an exhibit. The exhibit will continue through Friday, April 12th, along with Ford conducting a sculpture casting workshop.
Well, that's all the time we have for Northwest News. Be sure to go to the description below to re-watch certain sections of our show.
And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the latest news and updates. This has been Northwest News. Thank you for watching.